Hey man, so this is kind of potato quality, but I wanted to give you a couple quick ideas for things you could do now that you're working on Mill's Mess. So you've got a couple things you could do. You're at Mill's Mess here. One thing you could start working on is this trick, where essentially you're throwing twice in a row with your right hand, and your left hand just moves back underneath. That's a kind of nice trick. It's an interesting little variation. You can do stuff like this, where you're continuing to create a circle. So you cross, catch, over and over again. You could move into practicing, this was a fairly popular suggestion on the Reddits, this trick, where you're doing sort of a column-y trick and you're crossing your hands. I think it's something like the Boston Mess or something. Doesn't really matter. You could go that route, or you could go a completely different route. You could start playing with things where you're like doing this sort of a catch, and it goes into all sorts of interesting places depending on, you know, what you want to do with it. You can do it at weird times, create interesting stuff. You can play with this stuff, right? Where essentially, if you're doing Mill's Mess, you go into that, where you do a circle in the middle. That's actually an interesting start and transition into Rubinstein's Revenge, which is more like this. Sorry, I'm in a very small area. So it makes it pretty hard for me to do those sorts of more space-intensive tricks. Sorry again for the potato quality, but I hope that gives you some ideas.